So can we recover this really faded, horrible condition paint? It's been left out in the Florida sun without repainting it. So you can see these rust spots. These will never get fixed. Paint needs to go on there. But we could make it a little bit better. See these rust spots? This will never get fixed. All this needs repainting. But if you don't have the money to repaint it, or you just don't care enough to repaint it, but you want a different solution to your problem, keep watching. So one thing you can do is pour some water over this paint, and you'll see if it turns black, it's recoverable. That means that underneath the base coat is okay. It's definitely damaged because once you start seeing this oxidation, the base coat is exposed, and that means that it's going to start getting damaged, but it's not a total goner yet. And I'll show you how we can fix this without repainting. Not 100%, that's only going to be repainting, but pretty darn close. First steps first, we're going to spray this bug and tar remover all over the paint. Now we're just going to let it soak for about 10 minutes. And then get some dishwashing detergent, the grease cleaning kind, not the one that's soft on your hands. Put a whole bunch into the water. And then just wash all this off. Now that you've gotten the bugs and tars off of this, I'm going to rinse it all off. This got most of the major tar and contamination off, but you can still feel the paint is kind of gritty. It's not quite smooth. Actually, this paint is actually surprisingly smooth, but most of the times it isn't. You want to get a clay bar, lubricate it in the same dish soap, and then lubricate your paint again, and then just kind of go back and forth. And you can watch other videos on YouTube on how to clay, but you want to clay your paint to remove all the small little contamination off of it. And when it starts flowing smoothly, in this paint, it's actually surprisingly smooth, then we're doing pretty good. You can see the kind of contamination is pulling up. And once this starts getting full, you just fold it up again, and you fold it up again, and you flatten it out to expose a new clean side, and then you keep going till you do the whole hood. After you're done claying, just wash the car one more time, and then rinse it off. And my camera died, so I forgot to record this, but at this point, I got a cheap dual action polisher from Harbor Freight, and I got one compound pad, and I used Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and I polished / compounded the paint on this car, and this is what it looked like afterwards. And all this haze is from the compound, all these white specks, so we'll clean them off. And then get yourself some of this stuff, grease, wax, silicone remover, and clean the hood with this from all the polishing oils that are on there now. All right, surface is cleaned, so moment of truth. Got a little bit of CQuartz UK 3.0 on our applicator, and maybe a bit too much. You want to maybe make it a thinner line. We're going to apply. We're going to let this start. When you start seeing a rainbow effect and streaking, I'll wipe it off and we'll see how it does. It's starting to streak a little bit and get a bit of a rainbow effect, so I think it's ready. Actually, what's a smarter idea than this? And this is my first time ever ceramic coating, but what's a smarter idea is test a small spot. Like let's say you just test a spot right here, and then you put a timer on, and you see how long it takes for it to flash off there, and you clean it off. And if it did it in 2 minutes, for example, and you cleaned it off and it didn't stick, and it wasn't too long, you'll know, okay, that's a good spot. Or if it was too easy to wipe off, you know, give it a little bit more time. But that would be a smarter idea than this. But here we go. So we're gonna take a brand new microfiber towel. I'm just gonna wipe it off. And you can tell where the coating was versus where it isn't. But anyway, I'm gonna coat this entire car, wait an hour, recoat it a second time, and then come back and show you the end result compared to what we started with. Here you go, guys, end result. Ignore all that polish residue on the car, but I'll post a picture of the car before and now. And you can see, I mean, you can see a reflection in there almost clearly. And you know, you can't fix these paint chips. And remember we talked about the paint that was gone on these edges. That paint's gone. You actually have to fill in those chips to make that go away. But this was just a quick way of this car was not repainted. It was compound polished and ceramic coated. Just look at it. And this is it. This is about a week later. Car has been outside. It was garaged for 2 days while the CQuartz hardened 48 hours without any moisture or water. And then I put Carb Pro Reload on it. White spots were there before, but you can see there's a day and night difference. All this was hazed over and gray, and it looks much better now. Like I said, this paint will never come back. The chips will never come back. You actually have to put paint there. And I haven't wiped off all the residue from polishing, but there's a day and night difference.